Hello. I'm so excited to jump on here and do my first live little training with you guys. It's called Mains over Margs. So I've got my little marg here. The name's still in progress, so let me know what you think about the name. Now, I did try and go live on Facebook as well, but that's a next week thing, I think, because it's making me do all these things. It's not as easy as just pressing live like it is on Instagram. So yeah, next week we can watch it from either, but today we're just on Insta. Hello everyone. Which is a little bit easier for me anyway, because when you post a comment, I can see it straight away without having to check two different things. So that's perfect. Yeah, so let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to be talking about fine. It's going to be hard to drink and talk at the same time, but that's okay. I'll manage. Yeah, so we're talking about fine hair today. I want to talk about styling with fine hair because I find when you're doing your client's hair, it's all well and good to follow tutorials and do all these things for, hey Tamara, for perfect hair. Okay, so when you're starting out and you're, styling on someone's hair that doesn't need really any prep work and you can just go in and style it, do an updo, whatever you're doing. But when you're working with fine hair, there's a few more challenges and everything looks a bit shitter in fine hair than what it does in your perfect hair. So that's just how it goes. Look, honestly, it's not going to be perfect like it is on someone that has really luscious, thick hair. But you can kind of disguise the fine hair and make it look like they've got more hair than they do if we prep it correctly. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. So when I'm talking about fine hair, I'm talking about like limp, almost oily fine hair. You can get fine hair, and fine hair meaning they could have lots of hair, but the actual strands are super fine. So you can have fine hair that is really good. You know, it's naturally got heaps of volume, and it's just really nice to work with. I've got a couple of clients that have hair like that, and it's just like a dream to blow dry, get heaps of volume in and just do whatever, even though they don't have very much hair. It styles really nicely. So I'm not talking about that kind of hair because that you can treat that like normal hair. Yeah, so and normal hair to me is hair that you can just curl, it lasts. You don't really have to do anything extra. You don't have to add too much, product or that sort of stuff. So yeah, we're talking about that fine limp hair that almost you could just like, run your hands through it a few too many times and it's gotten oily. Okay, so they might wash it that day, the day before, but it just gets oily really easily. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've worked with this sort of hair before and you came into a challenge. Maybe it was a product that you used that didn't work so well, or yeah, just anything. Just let me know in the comments. Yeah, so we'll chat about this, and then at the end I will actually, I don't know if I can put a comment and link this. This is the first time, as I said, so I'll suss this out later. But I'll give you more information on how you can, go more in-depth training with me. I'm not going to go into how to curl the hair on fine hair, all that sort of thing, because that is kind of what you will do on any hair. Okay, so I'm talking more in the prep and everything, but to get it to be normal before you start hot tooling. But I've got some more free training on hot tools, how to use your straighteners to curl and that sort of thing, which if you want a little bit more in depth, that's the way to go. So I'll share that with you guys when we're done. But yeah, anyway, I'll get straight into it. So when we're doing that kind of limp hair, we want to go as simple as possible. Okay, so you might think going in where you want to load it with product to get heaps of volume, but on that type of fine limp hair, anything that you put in is potentially going to weigh it down even more and just make it even harder for you to style. So yes, Tamara, fine limp hair that is very thin at the crown, how do you approach it? It's so hard. Yes. So what I would do is exactly this. The crown area is the worst for this. And especially our little bits here that we want to zhuzh up a little bit to have like face framers or whatever. yeah, so what you are best to do is less is best with product. So basically you want to use product that has no care factor at all. So we're not going to be nice to the hair and treat the hair at all. We're just going to go straight in with strong product that, as I said, doesn't have much care to it. So no antifrizz, no essential oils, nothing fancy, nothing nice for the hair, all right? Because anything like that is going to weigh it down. I've had hair like that I've put, styling mousse in, which is a good one to put through, blow dry in, get some volume. But even that on this kind of limp hair, it's almost like it hasn't been washed properly sometimes as well. You might find that you start your clients and you feel like there's almost a film on it. And that can be from conditioner left in the hair or just a shampoo that's way too heavy for the hair, right? So if you go in and put a mousse in it that's got all these lovely essential oils or they still have a little bit of a care factor in a mousse. So that is going to weigh the hair down and make it oily. So avoiding those types of products is key. The products that I use are mainly hairspray type products, okay? If you want to know exactly what products I use, just send me a DM. I'm not going to say exactly what products on a live or advertiser on my socials, but it's not because I don't want to tell you. It's just because I don't want to name anything. I just believe as artists we should be paid to say what products we use, basically, without like constantly ripping out all this content for free, which I've explained in another video. But so just DM me. I'm not precious about sharing anything at all. So more hairspray based ones that are lightweight but super strong, basically. So going in with that to blow dry the hair. So then going in and giving a really good root kind of booster blow dry, even using the cool setting on the hairdryer once you've gotten a few goes in the blow dryer, cool it down. You might even want to pin it up while you curl the rest of it, pin the crown up, as you're saying, Tamara. So you can pin that up, put a little bobby pin or one of those little I don't have my trolley here, the little clips that don't mark. Put one of those in and just like have her in a little set, while you start curling the back. So you can do all those little things, but the main thing is that lighter weight product in the way of care factor, but still really strong. So I've got a couple of products that are my go-tos for that, but if it is that really limp, there's just plain liquid hairsprays is what I would use. So that's the main thing there, and then getting that hair to then become normal hair, if that makes sense. And then your base is really good to go in with your styling, hot tool styling. Now, the only thing with your blow drying, you want to do the roots only. So if you go through and try and smooth out the whole thing, even if it's really curly, it will confuse the hair. So you're telling it to be smooth and you've smoothed it all out, and then you're going to go back in with curls on really fine hair that is not going to work and it's not going to hold. So you need to do the roots only, and you can zhuzh it through a little bit, but don't fully blow dry or everything else out, because that's just going really against what you're trying to do if you're trying to get curls to hold in that kind of hair. So I often think of this hair in like formal girls as well, like they've never colored their hair, they generally don't have any layers either, so everything is pointing towards not working well, and not holding. So, sorry, low power mode. So same sort of thing with that is the blow drying, but also the way that you're curling the hair. So we've prepped the hair, we've done everything that we could possibly do there, which is very minimal product and a good blow dry prep on the roots. In the way of when you're actually curling it, you're better off to always do a wave than what you are a curl. A curl is going to really pull out in that, especially if it's really long, in that first section of hair, and you're really going to only be left with a little bit in the ends if you're lucky. So doing a wave and setting your hair in a wave from when you're starting, either using the wave technique that I use with your straightener, or using a tong and doing a twist wrap will also give you more of a wave. Using small sections if you're doing a twist wrap so that the heat can get through there, and curl it properly. Oh, I forgot about my marg. Hang on a minute. So what was I? Yeah, the way that you do it. So in a wave, more of a wave is going to hold, you can comb it, you can see exactly what it's going to look like once it softens because you've already combed it, right, and into a wave. So most of my fine hair clients, I will give them the option, but when they're showing me their inspo pictures, there's usually one that's more of a wave than a curl. And I say, if we do it more like this inspo picture, it will hold a lot better. And they're like, yep, so and I try and kind of steer them towards that, especially if they have no layers in their hair. So yeah, and another thing is just being really honest with your clients, okay? There's sometimes not a lot you can do if their hair is really long, really limp and fine, especially if it's oily, no layers, there's only so much you can do. There's only so much dry shampoo can do as well. So being very honest, you can always get them a good wave regardless, but you do have to, steer them more towards that and just be honest with them about it. Don't be scared about telling them that that's not going to work for them if they want, a big bouncy curl or something like that. So no layers are hard to navigate. Yes, they are. So I always will do a wave in someone who's got all the one length and it's long. There's just with the straightener. Even doing it with the tong, I find it does sag a little bit as well. I have just so much more control doing that wave technique with my straightener. I can get right up close to the roots and get it to hold all the way down. And it sits really pretty around the face when they don't have layers as well, bringing it up a little higher. I would always do that, a wave over a curl. And then when you're finishing, so talking about your finishing techniques, really only dry shampoo and hairspray, of course, but not too much. If you're going to use, if you need a lot of product to hold it, you're better off to put it on before you do your hot tools. If you load it with hairspray afterward, it is only going to be heavy on the hair and weigh it down. So you just really, you can put, a spray on for good luck. Sometimes I just can't help myself. We're just so in our brain to put hairspray on afterwards, and I feel really odd if I just don't give them a little zhuzh with a bit of spray, you can do that just to settle your own anxiety about not putting spray on, but they don't need it because you've already put it in before you've done it. So that and dry shampoo and your styling powder. So your styling powder is really good for this type of hair because it's like your dry shampoo and not as weighty as a texture spray. The only thing is people hate it. So especially people with longer hair. Short hair, they don't care as much, but always ask your clients, I tell this to everyone, always ask your clients if they don't mind you putting styling powder in it. The amount of times that I've styled people's hair and they're like, I went to the hairdresser and they put this stuff in my hair and it was awful and I hated it, and they might have done a beautiful job, but they always remember how awful their hair felt, so they just hated it, So you don't want that to happen to you. So just every time you use styling powder, always tell them, this is what I'm going to do, this is why I'm using it, but you won't be able to touch your hair. And if you touch your hair, your hands will get stuck and it's awful, feels awful, and you'll have to wash your hair tomorrow. All right, so you tell them all those things and then they can decide. Half the time people will say to me, oh, that sounds amazing, great, I don't want to touch my hair anyway, and I want to keep the volume in it. And the other half, they'll say, oh, no, it's fine, I like it how it is, and I'm okay, with it falling just a little bit, So always put that back on the client and have that as their decision on that one, because, people hate it. They really do. So that's my 2 cents. If you are keen to know more about how to curl your client's hair with the straightener, more in depth in getting rid of flyaways, the techniques that I use to curl normal hair, which is our fine hair once we've prepped it, obviously just good hair by itself, that doesn't, need too much prep work beforehand. I've got it's bedtime at home, so the kids are running a riot upstairs. Poor Tom. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so I've got in-depth training videos for free. So if you would like to get your hands out, it might be easy if I just get you guys to comment. So if you comment down below here, I will flick you the link. I will send you a message and flick you the link. It's a free training. I call it the 7 mistakes that hair and makeup artists often make when they're curling their clients' hair. So it goes into those 7 mistakes. I think I've got 8 or 9 in there because if you know me, you know what I'm like. I just can't stop giving you information. So there's more in there than what you may need, but or what I've said that's in there. But it's a really good in-depth with, there's a written one and the tutorials in there as well. So if you'd like to get your hands on that to be able to curl your client's hair without flyaways, the proper way to get in there and do it, to give you confidence to continue to do it on your clients. Basically without those flyaways, and all those little tips and tricks to get your clients looking flawless and getting them actually to hold as well. So sounds good. Pop your, just let me know in the comments if you'd like me to flick you the link for that, and I will get in touch with you. Otherwise, let me know if you have any more questions. You can always send me a message as well if you have any questions. I'm going to be doing this every Monday, and I'm going to kind of pick a topic to talk about that I think is going to be really helpful. Something that's not your standard topic or like quick thing, something you can implement straight away, basically, when you're doing your clients, something that's really going to help. So hi, Catherine. So let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. Send me a message as well. I'm not scary. I'm a real person. And I just want to help. So please, sorry, kids running around still. Please get in touch with me and let me know. I'll be here to help you, and I will flick you that link, of course, if you're interested. That's it from me, I think, on the fine, shitty limp hair today. If I missed anything, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next Monday.